Hello everybody and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. In this video we're going to be going over Doctor Strange and all of his crazy abilities. The Sorcerer Supreme's got a few unique mechanics and some cool abilities, so let's just get right into it and show them off. Doctor Strange's primary fire is called Daggers of Dennek. You cast Daggers of Dennek forward. It's a pretty generic attack, it's got decent range, and it shoots a volley of daggers forward. Note that you can miss some of them and then hit others, kind of like a shotgun blast. Obviously it does more damage the more you hit, so try to hit them all if you can. Next we're going to go over Doctor Strange's passive, which is called Price of Magic. Dark magic accumulates with every hit on an enemy. If dark magic peaks for too long, Doctor Strange will be cursed with anti-heal. I've seen a lot of questions on exactly what anti-heal is and all this other stuff, so let's just go over it real quick. So when Doctor Strange is firing his basic attack, you can see there's like this little symbol underneath the cursor that fills up as he's attacking. There's actually a lot of cues to tell how high his dark magic abilities are. There's the exact number on the screen here. His cape glows brighter purple as it accumulates, and there are scary whispers that slowly get louder as the number gets higher. If Doctor Strange fills it up completely, you can see that there's an eyeball that appears. You can see there's a little purple hue around the screen, and there's a symbol next to his health bar that shows that he's getting anti-heal. Anti-heal lasts for about 2 seconds, and all it does is make it so you can't heal, which might become a problem if you are dived in or in the middle of a team fight and you need healing stat. Well, in this state, you also don't generate any more dark energy until you hit 0. You may be thinking that doesn't sound very fun. Well, that's where his E ability comes in, Maelstrom of Madness. Doctor Strange releases dark magic to deal damage to nearby enemies. This kind of turns his dark magic into a risk versus reward system, because the higher the number before you release it, the more damage it does. As you can see here, if it's at close to 100%, it does a sizable amount of damage. If it's only at 10%, it doesn't do as much. Those abilities are his most complex ones, so now that we're done with that, let's just get into some of his more generic abilities. Doctor Strange's alternate fire is called Shield of Sephirim. He creates a protective barrier against damage. This barrier has 800 health and is quite large and can deflect up to 800 damage until it breaks. Once it's broken, it takes a little bit to recharge, and you can see on the left-hand side of the screen that there's a number that shows how much health it's at. If you played Overwatch, this is almost exactly like Reinhardt's shield. The next ability we're going to be going over is called the Pentagram of Farala. Open a portal between 2 locations, enabling all units to travel through them. This ability is actually kind of unique. He can place a point in 2 spots on the map, and he can travel between them instantly. Note that you can also shoot through them, and the enemies can shoot through them too. So just keep in mind that anything that you do, the enemies can also do. Doctor Strange's last normal ability is called Cloak of Levitation. Ascend and enter a brief state of sustained flight. This ability is kind of cool, where you can float around. Just keep in mind that while you're in the air, you can use all of your abilities. Your E, your normal click, your shield, even your ultimate if you really wanted to. I've also seen people use it as like a drop down onto a team before ultimating, so it could be a repositioning tool as well. Doctor Strange's ultimate ability is called Eye of Agamotto. Doctor Strange separates nearby enemies' souls from their bodies. Damage dealt to their souls is transferred to their physical bodies. This is actually a pretty cool ultimate ability, where Doctor Strange can actually stun the entire enemy team if they're all grouped up for about 4 to 5 seconds, giving your team plenty of time to wail on some helpless heroes. Note again that you can actually deal damage to the spirits, and it will do damage to the bodies. Doctor Strange only has one team-up ability as of right now, and that is with Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. Hulk charges Doctor Strange with gamma radiation. When Doctor Strange uses Maelstrom of Madness, he unleashes excess gamma energy. So this actually does have a few hidden mechanics to it too. One thing that I don't see a lot of people talking about is this actually also completely removes the anti-heal mechanic from his passive and his E ability. Hulk or Doctor Strange don't have to do anything for this team up to be activated. All that needs to happen is they both need to be on the team at the same time. You can tell it's active when his cape turns green instead of purple, and there's a little bit of gamma radiation coming off of his cape. This is actually a quite sizable buff, increasing Doctor Strange's radius of his E ability by about 50% and dealing about 50% more damage depending on the scaling. I haven't had the chance to mess around with him too much in games, but some friends that I have that play Doctor Strange quite often say that this feels incredible and that he loves it when he can team up with a Hulk because it makes Doctor Strange feel so much more powerful. And that is everything you need to know about playing Doctor Strange. What do you guys think of Doctor Strange? Have you been playing Marvel Rivals? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button as it helps out the channel a bunch, and I plan on making a bunch more character guides in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one.